What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Eshi and I do a ton of personal finance videos, some DIYs, and pretty soon I'm going to be moving across the country and I will be filming every detail of it. So if you are interested, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Now, this video topic was actually spurred by a couple actual conversations I had with friends, co-workers, really everyone around my age. Just another personal finance topic that we were never taught in school. But the question was brought up, what do I do with my 401k plan when I have left that company and I'm moving to a new one? First of all, that is a great question, and I am super happy that you are looking into that because that means that you've already taken the first step of your financial journey, which is contributing to a 401k. So good on you for that. But there are actually a couple different options for you. So in today's video, I'm going to walk you through an overview of all of these options. If that sounds interesting to you, do not forget to give this video a like because it helps me out a lot and helps get my video out to more people that are interested in this topic. And before we jump right in, I actually recently made a video all about the Great Resignation and how I actually found a new job during this Great Resignation and how I did it all virtually. So if you're interested in any of my tips for searching for a job virtually, for finding a fully remote position, and how to land that interview, I'm going to leave a link to that video right here. So full disclosure up front, I am not a financial expert, nor am I a financial planner, a CPA, any of those things. So I fully recommend you do your own research as well. If you already have a brokerage firm that you work with, they have a bunch of free consulting sessions that you can sign up for, so definitely do that as well. So again, the premise here is that you have some money in a 401k plan that you started with your former employer. Maybe you are getting ready to leave that employer, maybe you just left, and you have no idea what you should do with this money in this plan. Option number one is by far the easiest, and it is to leave all of your money in that 401k plan and don't do anything else. Now keep in mind, depending on your employer's 401k plan, there may be a minimum amount of money you actually have to have in this plan in order to keep it there. Sometimes that's like $5,000, so make sure to read the fine print that they give you when you leave your job. So there's definitely a couple pros to leaving your money in that 401k plan and not touching it. Number one, it requires the least amount of work, and that is always an A+ in my books. Number two, if that plan was through a brokerage firm that you actually really liked, and maybe they had some great investment choices, they are super easily accessible, if you just like them, then great, might as well leave your money there and watch it continue to grow. Maybe the management expenses for that 401k plan are not high at all and you really like what's going on there, you're getting a good return, great, leave that money there. And another small bonus that may actually apply to you later down the line is if you file for bankruptcy, the money in your 401k plan cannot be touched by the IRS, by the government, no one. So leaving that money in there may actually benefit you. Now, some of the cons of just leaving your money in there and not doing a thing is if you don't really like the brokerage firm that you are using and maybe they don't have great investment choices, that's not the best option for your money. And the other major con that happens to actually a lot of Americans is that they forget about their old 401k plans. There's actually a lot of money right now in old 401k plans that people have never claimed because they've forgotten about them because there's just so many different places that their money was. They never consolidated all of their money, so they forgot about it and now they don't have it. Option number two is to actually roll over your old 401k plan into your new company's 401k plan, if they allow it. There are a lot of different pros to this, one of them including that you are consolidating all of your accounts. So the least number of accounts that you have, the better it is for you to keep track of, right? So if you only have one 401k plan, great, you can keep track of it and you will not forget about that money. Maybe your new employer works with a better brokerage firm than at your old employer, so you have better investment options, you like their website better, they're more accessible to you, you can get free consultations from this brokerage firm. So maybe rolling it over to your new 401k plan is actually a better option. Honestly, you'd be surprised how a nice website with easy to understand links and buttons makes a difference when it comes to brokerage firms. And again, this is a 401k plan, so if you ever go bankrupt, the money that you've put in here will not be touched. So now obviously on the other end, the cons to rolling over your old 401k plan to your new 401k plan is that you do have to fill out paperwork with your old brokerage firm, with your new brokerage firm, your new company. So more paperwork, more work. And another con is maybe with your new 401k plan, they don't have the best investment options. It's not the best brokerage firm. So obviously this may not be the best idea for you. Option number 3 is to roll over your 401k plan into a traditional IRA. Or if you had contributed to a Roth 401k plan, you could roll that over to a Roth IRA. If you don't know the difference between a traditional and a Roth IRA, I will leave a link right here where I explain all of those differences. So again, another pro to this approach is that you are consolidating all of your accounts. You are keeping all of your money in one place for you to check. It's easier to manage that way. And again, with this, you get to choose where you are opening up this traditional IRA or this Roth IRA. So it's going to hopefully be with a brokerage firm that you really enjoy and has great investment choices. And on the flip side of that, some of the cons is that you are, again, going to have to file paperwork. You're going to have to communicate with your old 401k plan provider, with your new traditional IRA or Roth IRA provider, and you have to make sure you're doing that all properly. So more work for you. And the other major con here is that the money in your traditional or Roth IRA, if you ever file for bankruptcy someday, the government can actually take a look at that money. So something to think about. Option number 4 is actually very similar to option number 3, but there is a small difference that may make a major difference to you. So this option entails moving your money over from your old 401k plan to something called a rollover IRA. It is very similar to a traditional or a Roth IRA because you can open up this rollover IRA at any brokerage firm of your choosing. You can invest the money in your rollover IRA the same way you would with your traditional or your Roth IRA. So very similar. But there are a couple differences that may make this option a little bit more appealing to you. Again, with this whole bankruptcy scenario, the money in your rollover IRA is treated exactly the same way as the money in your 401k plan. The government cannot touch that money. Another benefit to a rollover IRA is that if you move your old 401k plan money into this rollover IRA, someday, maybe in the future even, you can move this money over to your new company's 401k plan. So why would you ever really want to do this? Well, there's one major reason you would. Typically, with traditional or Roth IRAs, you have to wait until you are 59 and a half to start taking money out of those accounts. But with 401k plans, there's this rule that states that if you are 55 and you decide to retire that year and you have a 401k plan, you can actually start taking out money from that current 401k plan starting at age 55. You don't have to wait until you're 59 and a half. So obviously this is a benefit to having a rollover IRA because if you are, turning 55 and you're looking to retire early, maybe you take all of that old money in your rollover IRA, you put it in your current 401k plan, you retire at 55, and you can start taking all of that money out immediately. You don't face any penalties for taking out your money early, so this could be a real benefit to you if you're retiring a little early. With a traditional or Roth IRA, you can't move that money over to a 401k plan and start using it in this way. Now, there's a couple other benefits of moving your money into a rollover IRA that I'm not going to go into detail here. But I will leave a link to a great video that I highly recommend you watch. I'll leave it in the description bar below, and he actually goes into a lot of details, and it is super helpful. Now, the last option number 5, is to cash out the money in your 401k plan. Right off the bat, I'm going to say this should not be an option for you. You may receive information when you are leaving your old job that says, yeah, sure, you can cash out the money in your 401k plan. Do not be fooled by their messaging. You should absolutely not cash out your 401k plan, because what's going to happen is you're going to pay a lot of taxes on that money. You're going to face early withdrawal penalties, a lot of different penalties. You may only see maybe 50% of the money in your 401k plan if you choose to cash it out. So I call it option number 5, but it's not an option for you. I'm telling you right now, that is a really bad option. And I want you to take that to heart, because I know it can be tempting seeing, this lump of money that you can immediately have right now, but that is not going to help future you. So think about future you right now. Do not take that money out. And that is pretty much it. That was my quick overview of all of the options that you have when you are transitioning into a new job and leaving your old 401k plan. With these options, you are hopefully not leaving that 401k plan behind, but using it to your advantage in your future years. If you found this video helpful at all, do not forget to click the like button, because then this video can get out to more people that need this information. And if you're interested in more personal finance videos, DIY videos, or if you want to follow me in my journey to California, I'm going to be moving in a couple weeks, and I'm going to be documenting everything, including my budget and my personal finances through it. Don't forget to hit subscribe for that. Thank you so much for taking this time with me today. I hope you learned something new, and I will see you guys on my next video.